Hello everybody, Yank here. Jeez, it's been a while I've done some RWBY content. So today I'm just going to be talking about my overall thoughts on the new RWBY anime that came out recently. That's RWBY Ice Queendom. For the sake of saving my butt from copyright strikes, I'm just going to be using images and GIFs as I go along talking about it. Because we all know what Rooster Teeth is like nowadays. Okay, let's begin. When the news came out about a new RWBY anime, I'ma be real, I was hyped. For all these years, people keep saying stuff about, RWBY's an anime, even though it's not, but is it safe to say that it kinda is now? Or just that anime? And the best part about it is that it's also animated by the same company who did Madoka Magica, which one being my favorite animes of all time. Your boy was excited, and then the trailer came out, and oh boy, I was jumping up and down in excitement. From looking at the trailer, I had a good feeling that this anime was gonna do well. It's voiced by the same voice actors who did the Japanese dub for the RWBY show. Again, it's behind the same company who did Madoka, and I was also excited for what they were gonna do with the Ice Queendom part with Weiss. The snow bitch. Soon as the anime came out, I watched the first 3 episodes immediately. And then I had to be patient and wait for the rest of the episodes, which is taking place in the dream section. And what are my overall thoughts on this anime? I'd say it did well. My expectations were pretty high, but it did well. The animation did look beautiful, but when there were times that it was just like, the characters talking, it kinda just felt pretty flat. I guess they just wanted to save the budget. Come on, this ain't like freaking MAPPA levels of animation we're getting. And especially saving the budget on that one episode. Yeah, that one episode. What I really like about the anime is how they portrayed the characters. Starting off with RWBY. She's still her original self in the first volume. Happy-go-lucky, cute, bubbly, and pretty clumsy. And unlike in the show, RWBY is aware that she's a leader. And this means she has to take responsibility. In the anime, you see her struggle. You see her make mistakes, but she overcomes them. She comes up with other solutions. She tries to do what's right to save Weiss. And that's really good. This is the first time we've ever seen RWBY do some kind of progression. She wants to do her best. She wants to become a team leader. They never really explored that in the original show, so I'm really glad that they tackled it here. Next is Weiss, and she's cool. No pun intended. Anime Weiss is still faithful to the original Weiss, despite her screen time she has gotten. We are shown that Weiss can be nice and have a soft side while still being a tsundere. Weiss in the show now is just, she's pretty dull, she's pretty bland, and just like her voice actor, just not really trying at all. She does have character moments here and there, but that's really it. And her original personality has been stripped away from her, and now she's becoming like her older sister. And it makes sense that we see her become more like her older sister in the anime when she's like the nightmare version of herself. She's the general, she's the leader that she wanted to be than RWBY. The antagonist I'd say, did a fine job of showing what Weiss could have been in the future, or maybe like a different timeline. That's all I really gotta say about Weiss. Sadly, she doesn't have that much to talk about. The same goes for Blake. She's still her aloof, distant self opposed to her current self in the show. We do see more of her discuss about her past with Adam and the White Fang with Yang. Fang and Yang. Oh yeah, next is Yang. My favorite character. Yang in the anime was portrayed really well. She had her funny pun moments. She was still her happy-go-lucky original self, which I dearly missed. The current Yang we have now feels like a completely different character. I really love Yang played more of the big sister for RWBY. She was more supportive and she really wanted RWBY to do her best as a team leader. And afterwards, when we finally see RWBY become the thing she wanted to be, Yang was, she was proud, and she let RWBY do her own thing. The other characters, such as Jean, was okay. He was still his cowardly yet goofy self, joining Team RWBY to save Weiss. People at first, including myself, didn't really like this idea because, oh boy, here we go, Jean again, being the second main character. He still had his moments to shine, but he didn't really steal the spotlight. Thank God. And his moment with RWBY was nice as well, that both of them are in the same boat and have to live up to what they have to become, like a great leader for their team. Actually, Jean joining to save Weiss makes sense because he experienced the Nightmare Grim attack, so he may have experience with that. Also, he actually has a bit of a crush on her at the time, so after many years, it was nice to see Pyrrha back again after her, It was great to see Pyrrha again, and her one scene, the dream version of her, singing Mirror Mirror, was absolutely beautiful. The animation was so smooth, so smooth. Big props to the singer. It's quite interesting that Weiss sees Pyrrha as this beautiful goddess and is wearing her similar outfit in Volume 4. Ren and Nora, sadly, they didn't have that much screen time, which is understandable. I do hope that we get to see more of them in the future. Oh, this is how Weiss sees Ren in her dreams. Man, this is racist as fuck. Xion being an original character was a cool addition. I do like their design, although people are saying it doesn't match the current state of RWBY, and I kinda do see why. Xion being a grim dream hunter is really cool, and a good way to fit them in for Team RWBY and the others to help Weiss. The last thing I want to talk about is the animation itself. The recreation of the fight scenes, examples of Weiss vs the Giant Knight, RWBY vs Roman and his goons, and Team RWBY vs the Nevermore were all beautifully executed. They were bright, colorful, had amounts of detail, they were fast-paced, they were high stakes, always putting you on the edge of your seat. There were some recreations of the fights, such as Juniper vs the Grimm. Sadly, it didn't capture the same energy as Monty's animation, but oh well. It's a shame that most of the anime didn't showcase all of the beautiful animation, but I do understand because they wanted to save the best for last. In the second last episode, they went all crazy. For example, with Yang punching the shit out of the Golden Golem's head off, and Team RWBY united as one to fight against the Nightmare Blake and the Nightmare Grim was awesome. And with the final episode with the anime basically being a slice of life type of episode, it did a recreation of the cafeteria fight scene with RWBY vs Juniper. That was awesome. And then we get these slow pan shots of all the girls with this sparkly effect around them. This was basically a sign of, hey people, this is the RWBY anime, and showing a beautiful ending. So, what are my overall thoughts on this anime? Yeah, I'd say it was good. I enjoyed watching it. It was great to see our old beloved characters again. I enjoyed the animation, well, for the most part, and I really enjoyed listening to the OST. The story was simple, but I kinda liked the execution of it. I'm just really happy that RWBY got their own anime. It is honestly great to see RWBY, the show, finally getting back into a much more positive spotlight. and hopefully we might get a season 2 for the future. Maybe each season might be focused on all 3 of the girls. We got one of Weiss, maybe we might get one of Blake, maybe one of Yang, and finally Ruby. And then maybe something different, who knows. Well, that's it for me. I'm finally done. Got that off my chest. So far, I've been enjoying myself, having a fun time on the holidays, taking a break from the trailer making, and I really needed that. I really did, because I've made so many trailers this year, so it was nice to have a break to myself, better for my mental health. Next video, I'm thinking of making another RWBY related video, or maybe something different, and then I'll go back into trailer making, I promise. Well, that's it for me. See you guys next time with a Yang.